It's 2:40 p.m., local time in eastern Ukraine, and Su-27 flanker cuts across the rolling hills of Kharkiv Oblast, hugging the earth so close that the tips of trees sway in its wake. The pilot, call sign Hawk, rides at just 500 feet, skimming terrain that both shields him and threatens him. The turbulence is brutal. Every pocket of disturbed air rattles the jet like dice in a cup. Yet Hawk doesn't take his eyes off the screen, mounted awkwardly to his cockpit. An iPad, improvised into the panel. It flickers between GPS and GLONASS signals, struggling to stay stable. On the glowing map are two gray rectangles, Russian barracks in the village of Petrivka. Inside them, roughly 120 soldiers, relaxing, eating, playing cards, convinced they're safe, deep inside Russian territory. But safety is an illusion. Under each wing, the Su-27 carries an unusual burden, two BRU-61 racks, each loaded with 4 American-made GBU-39 small-diameter bombs, lightweight, smart, and deadly. The kind of weapon designed for stealth jets, not for aging Soviet fighters. But war makes improvisers of everyone. Ukrainian technicians welded custom adapter plates to make the fit possible. It works, mostly. The turbulence shakes the racks, and every violent bounce threatens to jar them loose. Hawk can feel it in the stick, in the airframe, in the drag. Every SDB adds parasitic weight. The twin AL-31 Farad's engines beneath him scream, burning 15% more fuel than planned. Hawk quickly recalculates. Enough fuel to reach Petrivka, release and return? Barely. The invisible enemy, 120 kilometers to the northeast, a Russian 96 L6E cheeseboard radar, sweeps the horizon. Its range, up to 300 kilometers. Its task, see everything. But Hawk is using the Earth itself as armor. Hills, forests, and valleys hide his return. He crests a ridge and SFX beep beep from the SPO-15 radar warning receiver. For a moment, he's painted. Soviet-era systems offer no comfort. Further east sits the real predator, the S-400 Triumph battery. Its gravestone radar will take the handoff, and once it does, the clock runs not in minutes, but in seconds. One 48N6E missile can climb at Mach 14 and reach out 250 kilometers. Hawk knows that if he's detected, survival depends on physics and luck. Countdown to the pop-up, 7 kilometers from the pop-up point, the place where Hawk must climb for weapon release. He runs through the checklist. Master arm on. Weapon status, 3 green, 1 amber. Station 4 again. The adapter fault. The bomb may or may not arm properly. No time to troubleshoot. The turbulence is so violent that reading instruments feels like writing during an earthquake. Yet Hawk steadies his breathing. This is where discipline counts. On the ground, at Petrivka base, Russian soldiers laugh, drink tea, and argue about football scores. The duty officer yawns at his radar console, dismissing intermittent blips as clutter. The Pantsir S-1 short-range defense system is cold, powered down for maintenance. Why bother? They are 70 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. What could possibly reach them here? The SPO-15's intermittent chirps change into a solid, screaming warble, threat-bearing 195 degrees. An SA-21 Growler radar from Belgorod has caught him during a ridge crossing. The hunter has sight of the prey. No more hiding. Into the Skyhawk slams the throttles forward. Afterburners roar. The Su-27 claws skyward at a 60 degrees angle, pulling 4.5 Gs. The horizon disappears. The cockpit shudders. Physics leaves him no choice. These bombs are glide weapons. They need altitude. The higher they're dropped, the farther they'll fly. The math is brutal. Hawk must reach 28,000 feet in 42 seconds, or the mission fails. SFX, cockpit alarm tones, master caution lights blink. The Su-27 wasn't designed for this maneuver with this payload. The airframe groans, fly-by-wire systems complain. At 25,000 feet, disaster strikes. The left engine surges, coughing in the thin air with external stores. Hawk's muscle memory takes over, throttle back, balance, relight stability. But he's lost precious seconds. 26,000. 26,000. 500. 27,000. The canopy frosts over. He scrapes a patch clear with his glove. Through it, the artificial horizon stays level, just enough. At 28,000 feet, Hawk holds for exactly 3 seconds. The weapons computer aligns. The iPad shows green overlay triangles on target buildings. Solution ready. Behind him, the missile crests, searching for a target that's no longer there. Too high, too slow, too late. It self-destructs, scattering fragments over farmland.
A Ukrainian drone offensive against energy facilities in Russia set off a fresh wave of counterstrikes. Reports say the attack targeted Russia's northwestern port of Primorsk, setting fire to a vessel and pumping station. The Primorsk port is the largest Russian oil loading port on the Baltic Sea. Russia's military said its air defense systems intercepted and destroyed 221 Ukrainian drones, including 9 over the Moscow region. Russia also hit back at Ukraine and carried out drone strikes in the Ukrainian city of Sumy. Firefighters battling flames and removing a body.
Hawk has survived, but the mission isn't over. The long glide now, the war belongs to the bombs. 4 GBU, 39 seconds, each carrying 36 pounds of explosive, spread into attack formation. Their diamondback wings give them a glide ratio of 15:1 for every meter of altitude. They travel 15 forward. At release height, that's over 40 miles. But glide isn't free. It's a battlefield of invisible enemies, jamming, wind, and Russian defenses. 30 kilometers from target, an R-330 ZTEL electronic warfare vehicle spins up its spiral antennas. Its job, blind anything using GPS. It floods the L1 and L2 frequencies with noise. Inside each bomb, the receiver detects interference and automatically switches to the encrypted L5 military band. Accuracy drops from 3 feet to 10, still lethal against a building, but riskier. One bomb loses lock entirely. Its inertial navigation system takes over, but drift grows with every second. The battlefield has shifted from the visible to the invisible, from metal to math. The encounter. As the bombs glide silently, a Russian AKA-52 attack helicopter patrols nearby. The lead bomb's radar altimeter flags the helicopter as a collision hazard. The pilot inside never knows how close he came to flying through a storm of smart bombs. Russian awakening. At 8 kilometers out, a Tor M2 radar operator finally sees the returns. Small, fast, tight formation. Training says, birds, migrating geese. But geese don't fly 4 abreast at 400 miles per hour. He flags it, sends a report. By the time it reaches Petrivka, 2 minutes remain. Sirens scream. Soldiers spill into the yard, some laughing nervously, others confused. The 30mm autocannons whirl to life, hydraulics shrieking. But missiles won't arm in time. The bombs are too close. The cannons open fire, throwing a wall of tungsten shells into the sky. But the GBU 39 seconds are smaller than footballs, flying too fast. Rounds pass behind, bracketing empty air. The bombs keep coming. The first GBU 39 punches through. The eastern barracks roof, steel nose cutting through concrete. 2 floors deep. The fuse delays, then detonates. 36 pounds of AFX 757 high explosive don't just destroy, they liquefy. Concrete vaporizes, steel bends like cloth. The shockwave rips the building apart from within. 17 seconds later, Bomb 2 strikes the same structure's western side. Already dying, the barracks collapses like a hotel demolition. Bombs 3 and 4 hit the western building. One detonates in the stairwell as soldiers scramble for exits. The other slams through the roof. Twin detonations merge, amplifying each other, tearing the barracks into a flower of debris. In less than 30 seconds, Petrivka base ceases to exist. Hawk is already miles away, hugging the earth again, silent, his jet's paint scorched by speed. He doesn't know the full results, only that 4 lights on his weapons panel are gone. 4 bombs left their wings. But at Petrivka, fire rages. Smoke coils into the sky. Survivors crawl from rubble, dazed, bloodied, shouting names that no one answers. The Pantsir crew chief stands frozen beside his silent missiles, staring at a ruin he was meant to protect. 1 pilot, 4 bombs, 42 seconds of terror. A single strike that rewrites the balance between safety and exposure. So stay tuned with us and don't follow to subscribe for latest updates.